Is MMEX Resources Corp stock a buy now? MMEX Resources closed up about 13% in the during the last trading session, which was on the 1st of March 2021, and I believe 2 billion shares were traded, and the value of those shares was 4.5 million dollars. And we can see here the price crossed above the 50-day moving average. But based on the daily chart, the price rose through the 50-day moving average on below average volume as well. Okay, so before we go ahead, we can ask, we have a position in MMEX Resources. It currently has a market cap of $38.9 million, and shareholding is shares outstanding is 14.96 billion shares. And before we go ahead, let's have a look and see what's going on, if there's any news. But unfortunately there isn't any current news, but somehow, some of these folks on StockTwits and Reddit, they tend to know a few things. They sometimes they go down there, down get the due diligence done themselves. And some might, depending on how you want to look at what they're saying. But in any case, though, okay, so the OTC market and Space Apes getting ready for a March rally after they beat down the past 2 weeks. This is making me okay, and this fellow posted a picture. This is about their relationship with Polaris Engineering. Says principal of Polaris Engineering added, "We are very excited to join." Okay, I think we've read this before. We are excited to join MMX in this clean energy initiative. We at Polaris Engineering, with our refining, processing experience and proprietary ultra fuels 2 technology, believe we can provide a significant contribution to producing cleaner transportation fuels. And Hanks, I believe, is one of the executives at okay, so Hanks also addressed the MMX commitment to ESG, while solar, hydrogen and components and fuels firmly plan the environmental E on our ESG program. We are also pleased to announce our social and governance programs. Okay, I think we have seen that before, so this probably just reiterating what we all know. Is Polaris is there, the company, and then this is what they're trying to say about those who try to locate their office. They're saying that the confusion for those that want to visit our physical office is that the address of 107B next to us is an office currently for release. We did start space also for 1 year, but found we did not need the extra office until we start construction. Our office at 107A has a reception area, a conference room, and an executive office. We have chosen not to have permanent people in the office until we start construction on the projects to avoid additional overhead. Okay, so we'll provide this link for you to have a look and see for yourself, see what people are saying concerning MMX. Okay, so okay, says here it's easy to file a complaint of frauds like MMX with the SEC. You can file either anonymously or identify under whistleblower protection elements, potentially even collect a reward for certain cases. The TCR system builds the system. It's easy and fast. This is especially useful if you've lost money in a fraud like MMX. So this is another part. Let's go have there's a link there. Okay, is it providing anything concerning SEC MMX? No. So this is where you complain about yes, if you think MMX is a fraud, you go ahead and put it out there. Says here, okay. Check out Blue Bug snapshot below. There's only sub penny stock with multi-year contracts on Fortune 500. Okay, let's see what's saying there. Okay, so yeah, you can always come here and have a look and find out for yourself. So it's this dude says, hello MMX investors, I know you guys are already invested in here and I respect that, but if you still have a place for a stock on your watch list, you have to check. Okay, he's trying to promote something else. This is shareholder stock updates. We have to even find out how recent those were. Let's go down and see what we saw right now. Okay, it says this was this was yesterday, the 1st of March. Most of the OTC sell-off was due to the rate increase, which has injected fear in the market. Once the fear stabilizes, which it always does, this will fly. The week will lose as usual. Just 3 weeks ago, MMX ran 1000% from those levels, and it was still cheap. This one is the ultimate lottery ticket. If they win their lawsuit against, okay, this is HCMC. All right, okay, so yeah, you can always come here and have a look and find out for yourself. So we can go ahead and see what's going on technically with MMX, and we can see all that is going on down here. Just has collapsed through its 50-day moving average, but it's indicating that yesterday it crossed over. Yesterday, the 1st of March, it crossed over that 50-day moving average. We can also see that the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is right in the oversold territory. It is very poor, and let's go ahead and see. MMX appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend, although its MACD is below the signal line. We can see that this blue line is below that orange line. That's the orange line is the signal line. Shares remain 248.8% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. So even with all of those losses of how many sessions, it's still 248.8% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. It is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for MMX is strongly bearish. Obviously, we saw that. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving their prices lower. So this is obviously based on what accumulation of the last trading sessions. So if you include the last trading session, which was on the 1st of March, you will find out that it is still not enough, because if you count back 10 sessions, you see that if you subtract the price MMX is currently trading at right now from that, the price of that 10th session, you find out that it's a negative figure. As such, the momentum will continue to sound negative, and negative for the daily chart. It will continue to sound negative, but you can't continue to look at that. So you make the point you ask me is so why am I telling you that? So we will definitely cover what happened, how it closed yesterday, the 1st of March 2021. So you get a better picture. So it's important to look at what has happened in the past and also what's going on, because the people who are also trying to get involved are looking at all those things. They are not just looking at what's going on right now. It's important, but in context as well. Yesterday's volume was heavier than usual, trading 1.768 billion shares versus an average of 202 0.35 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation has given way to near term selling pressure by traders. You can see that, yes. Okay, there's been a sell-off, but as the case may be, this is also as it concerns the last 10 trading sessions. So we will go ahead and look at yes, this is where it closed. You can see as indicated, but this is the 1 minute chart. You can see the stock at various times was trading above all of its trend lines, even at some point above its volume weighted average price. We can see that it closed above its short-term trend lines. So if you're looking at that daily chart, we can also provide that here, but it's clearer in the other page. You can see, if you're looking at that, then you will not get exactly what is going on completely. So we can see it closed at above the short-term trend lines, but below the intermediate and the long-term trend lines. So we can also see that even though the momentum was indicated to be at oversold territory, but on the daily chart we can see things are improving. So things are improving. So all in all, yes, these are positive signs, for MMX, and we can also try and see if we can add the momentum indicator, the volume indicator, but I think we're just going to leave that out. So all in all, based on the daily chart, certain analysts will probably conclude that in the short term and in the long term, in the short and intermediate term, there are negative signals for MMX. But obviously, because look, you can see it's a short-term trend line. One of them is seriously dipping over, and then even though one of them, the 20-day one, is still not, it hasn't reached there yet, because this correction hasn't it hasn't reached up to 20 days of correction, so it probably hasn't reflected that on that 20-day trend line. So yes, some of them see that as as negative all the way. So all in all, if it's indicating that, all we can actually see is that it is trading at a discount, at a huge discount to its intermediate and short-term trend lines. So the train is still in the station. In the station. If you're concerned about what MMX is a fraud or not, then you decide how you want to play it. But if you are not bothered whether it's fraud or not, and you want to get involved, it's still very much cheap. Even though it has increased by 13% in the last trading session, it is still very much below its 10-day trend line, based on a much more bigger picture. But indeed, on a much narrower picture, you can see it is making progress. So if you want to combine all of those things, I would say summarily, yes, MMX is still a buy. It's still presenting a buying opportunity. It's still very cheap. Get involved, but at the same time as well, don't risk a lot of money in getting involved. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share if you're already a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching this video.